March 14th, 11:33 PM, Theatrum Neutralis Lobby. Hello everyone, Triple is back at some more Eastern Investigations, Miles Edgeworth. Last time, the big main thing we found out was the embassy in, Babal. It's the same as one in Alabast. The other way around, I'm getting them confused in my head probably. But they're identical, so the fireplace was a secret passageway into the room next door. And it turns out that it was probably shi-na that Kay Faraday chased into the secretary's room, and shi-na escaped into the next room, and then came around and accused Kay to get the scent off her. But yeah, it was potentially shi-na that used the fireplace. So we're gonna go and confront shi-na now, probably, so let's go. There should be a short episode as well, but I've never been a good judge. God, those sunglasses are weird. Agent Lang. Lang Z says, little cubs, never do they know the real fury of the elder wolves. These quotes are definitely becoming increasingly difficult to decipher. And what does that mean? It means that you'll never really know how angry I can get. Mr. Prosecutor. The counterfeit bills may be Babbly's ink. They were all of Zengfar denominations. Yes, so I heard from Miss Von Kamer. But we don't know where the play money has gone. They must not have figured out that it was all burned yet. Ever since those things showed up in circulation, my country's economy has taken a big hit. Zengfar is in financial chaos as we speak. Because we can't tell the difference between our own bills and the fakes. But it's not just the money, the citizens are also worried. I've staked the honour of the House of Lang on this. And I've come to this land to capture the mastermind behind this whole mess. I investigated how the bills were made and how the ink was smuggled into Zengfar. And I pursued the smuggling ring all the way here. But tonight, this is where the final chapter was written. Despite my frantic efforts to chase the smuggler down, someone got to him first. And I'm called to return home without a single answer. Agent Lang, Don't start. It's not your fault. It's not anyone's fault, Mr. Prosecutor. Ambassador Alba, I'm sorry for all the trouble tonight. Oh, no, it is I who should apologise. It was all because I was not strong enough. I don't know, I'm doing a voice. If only I was able to think of a better solution. Quirkus, you fool! Curse your empty brain. You're being too hard on yourself, Ambassador. I take full responsibility for tonight. End of story. shi-na, let's go. Time to return to our den. Yes. I don't like to admit it, but there's not much else for us to do but to go home as well. Agent Lang! A moment, if you will. You, Wolfman and Secretary Laded. Hold it. Objection, pal. Detective Gumshoe, have you got the results of the handwriting analysis already? Yep, and that note was definitely written by Mr. Cochin, sir. Just as I thought. Good work, Detective. The Master Second's note updated on my organizer. Hey, Mr. Prosecutor. How long do you intend to hold us up for? Sorry to have made you wait, but I believe that now everyone is finally here. Agent shi-na, I'd like to ask you something if you don't mind. Yes? How exactly did you fail to see the YATAGARASU when you were in the neighbouring room to where Mr. Cochin was killed? I'd like you to explain that to us. What? Hey, Mr. Prosecutor. What are you doing asking her about something she didn't see? Agent Lang hasn't touched the Babal investigation at all. So I suppose I will need to explain a few things to him first. Miles Edgeworth, I can't even begin to imagine what's going on in that head of yours. The only thing going on in my head is the pursuit of the truth. Oh, it sounds like you have some sort of plan. Very well, I'll supervise you until the end. She's seriously going to treat Mrs. Bodnett for the rest of the day. How about try the rest of your life, dude? You're not trying to pick a fight with my subordinates on some flimsy guess, are you? I'm not trying to pick a fight, and the evidence is hardly flimsy, as you will see. Wow, so in sync. I should have known that you and I are destined to fight it out to the very end. It would appear that way. Well, I'll prove her innocence, so let's see what you've got, Prosecutor Edgeworth. With pleasure. In my opening argument, I discussed the YATAGARASU that appeared in Babal, and established exactly who it was that Kay saw. Agent Lang, I assume you've been briefed on case testimony? You mean the suspicious person in the coat that she saw? That's right, that person is one of the keys to solving this case. The person who pretended to be the YATAGARASU. Pretended? What do you mean by that? I'll get to that in a second, but first I want to review what this person Kay saw did. Okay, if you could please explain what the person you were chasing did for us? Okay, you got it. I first spotted the suspicious person near the open-air stage on the ABLAZE side. I called out to the person, but as soon as I did, that person ran off. I thought it was rather suspicious, so I immediately gave chase. For the sake of argument, let's call the suspicious person the YATAGARASU. Now please tell us what happened when you chased the YATAGARASU up to the 3rd floor. Can do! I chased the YATAGARASU all the way up to the 3rd floor of the ABLAZE embassy. It was a pretty straight chase down the hallway until the sudden turn. YATAGARASU disappeared around the corner, so I did my best to catch up. When I turned the corner, I saw the YATAGARASU running to Mr. Cochin's office. I gave chase and I ran into the room. But when I entered the room, it was pitch black. I couldn't see a thing. I felt something on the ground next to my foot, so I turned on the light, but then... Who was there? By the time I had turned on the lights, the YATAGARASU had disappeared. When Kay entered the room, the person she was chasing was already gone. Why do you suppose that was, Agent Lang? What do you mean, why do you suppose? Is it obvious? The person slipped out through the door behind the girl under the cover of darkness. Sorry, but I know for a fact that the person didn't escape through that door. Oh? And how do you know that with such certainty? Ha! That's easy. If YATAGARASU had left through that door, they would have run right into this person. They would have run right into shi-na, who was coming out the other door. Your answer is shi-na? Yes, because let's consider what would have happened if the YATAGARASU had used the door. When Kay screamed upon discovering Mr. Cochin's body, YATAGARASU would have run right into Agent shi-na, who was in the room next over. Arrgh! Agent shi-na, would you mind telling us if you saw the suspicious person in question? No, I didn't see anyone. You see, therefore the YATAGARASU could not have escaped through the door. It just means that the creep slipped out before shi-na made it into the hallway. Ha! I doubt that, as there was another person in that hallway, a certain detective. Detective Gumshoe, where were you exactly at that time? Me, sir? Well, when I heard Kay scream... Oh, he's purple. I ran towards Mr. Cochin's office from the opposite direction of Agent shi-na, sir. So, Agent Lang, can you explain how someone could have eluded both of them? Even you can see that under these circumstances, the door was not a valuable route. Way to go, Mr. Edgeworth. You nailed him with just an explanation of what happened. Yes, I've eliminated one of the possible escape routes from that room, but this is far from over. I need to make Agent Lang aware as well of yet another possible escape route the YATAGARASU could have taken. I get it. So that's what you were trying to show me. Oops, prosecutor. Let me guess, this is what you're trying to say, right? Because the door was not a valuable escape route, and there must have been another way out. Precisely. Hey, Mr. Edgeworth, it's time to bust out with our revolving fireplace wall explanation, right? No, not quite yet. Huh? But why? I thought this would be the perfect time. The revolving wall on the ABLAZE side is known only to 4 people. And if we use this information on wisely, the truth may escape us in the end. What's with all the whispering over there? Scared I'll figure out your tactics? Nothing of the sort, Agent Lang. Come, let's continue where we left off. That smug, haughty attitude of yours, you really rubbed me the wrong way, you know that? Ha. Well, no matter. I figured you out already anyway. The only other possible escape route besides the door is the room's lone window. And since an eerie picture of said escape route exists, you seen that this photo captures the moment of the YATAGARASU's escape? Guess Detective Bad must have filled him in on this photo. I have to admit that at first I thought the window to be a possible escape route as well. However, I know now that to be impossible. Now I realise you may not know this, but humans can't fly. Of course I know that. That's bloody common sense. Besides, I never said I thought that photo to be of the YATAGARASU's escape route. I suppose not. Alright then, explain yourself. The shadow in this photo is not the YATAGARASU that Kay was chasing after. You can say whatever you like in whatever language you want. But there's only one language I really understand, the language of evidence. Very well then. I present to you proof that the person Kay saw is not the same as the one in this photo. I think we present the photo itself. Let me explain to you precisely why the shadow in this photo is not the YATAGARASU Kay saw. Kay spotted the YATAGARASU heading for the third floor during the second fire. However, the photo in question was taken just after the first fire. Oh. Yeah, way to go. That's twice you bit him in the butt now. We're not done yet. You still have to explain what that shadow is. And how the YATAGARASU escaped. Don't suppose you can answer both, can you? Regarding the photo, I admit that we don't understand what it means quite yet. Ha! As I thought. However, YATAGARASU's escape routes, now that I can answer. You can? Well then, Mr. Prosecutor, go on, enlighten me. Even if I explain it, you'll try to find some flaw with what I have to say. You were busy heading up the Yellow Bastion investigation, correct? In that case, I doubt you'd have much knowledge about the ABLAZE side of the case. So wouldn't it be best if the lead on that side isn't shi-na explained in my stead? Shi-na is my subordinate. If I don't stick up for her, how can I look her in the eyes and call myself her boss? Lang, it's alright. I can take care of him. Shi-na, you've shielded me a lot as my boss. But it's time for me to prove my worth. Alright, if you're okay with it, then you have my support. Finally, it's down to just Agent shi-na and myself. This is where the battle really begins. Now then, what is it you'd like to ask? Let's see. Why don't we start with your movements inside the ABLAZE embassy? Testimony. Shi-na's movements. During the first ABLAZE fire, I assisted in putting out the fire. During the second fire, I was searching for the YATAGARASU that had appeared in Babal. While I was searching, I heard a scream coming from the next room over. Although I was in the next room, I was unable to catch a glimpse of the YATAGARASU. To be honest, I'm actually very skeptical that the girl's YATAGARASU even exists. Of course you would be. And that is all I have to say. But I'm not lying when I say I saw the suspicious person run into Mr. Cochin's office. Like I said earlier, I have no intention of retracting my testimony. Good. Just to confirm, did you have a partner when you were on your investigation? No, I moved alone. In that case, you have no one to corroborate your alibi. Is that correct? You calling her suspicious because she was in a room by herself? How pathetic. And it wasn't when Agent shi-na tried to arrest Kay under the same rationale? Take that. How about when you accused Larry because he was the weapon's owner? Not that it's unexpected for that useless lump to get into such a situation. Although I suppose it's never a good idea to let mistakes go uncorrected. I will make no excuse for what I did in that situation. You should apologise right now for making Kay out to be the killer, pal. I'm sorry. Shouldn't I apologise? I'm sorry. It's really okay. I mean, I'm not under suspicion anymore. Right, Miss Edgeworth? Well, I never doubted you. Not for 1 second. And the same goes for me. I believe in shi-na. Then let's put that to the test and see if she is really worthy of your trust. This promises to be interesting. Okay, what have I got to do? In the next room. Although I was in the next room. Yeah, while I was searching... Although, I was in the next room, I was able to catch it. Okay, and we present... Revolving fireplace wall. Being in the room next to Mr. Cochin's office is the problem with your testimony. Mr. Prosecutor, I don't see what problem you're talking about at all. Agent Lang, do you recall the secret we discovered about the Alabastian office fireplace? Huh? Oh, you mean how it connects the office with the room next door? What about it? Well, Alabast isn't the only country with a secret connecting fireplaces. What? The fireplace in Mr. Cochin's office holds the exact same secrets. What? Oh, I can't do it, my throat. We're talking too long. YATAGARASU doesn't escape from the door to the room or the window. The escape route is through the revolving fireplace wall and into the next room over. Now do you see? If YATAGARASU had escaped into the next room, then the thief would have run straight into Agent shi-na. Meaning that it's impossible for her to have missed YATAGARASU. Hiya! What is the meaning of this, Miles? Well, would you care to explain, Agent shi-na? How you managed to completely miss the fleeing YATAGARASU, or shall I? Ooh. Your claim that you were in the next room was a lie all along, wasn't it? The truth is, you were the one Kay saw in the coat. Pretending to be the YATAGARASU, and you were the one she chased after. As you tried to lose her, you ran into Mr. Cochin's office and headed for the fireplace. Then you shed your coat in the next room, leaving it there to emerge as Agent shi-na. After that, you came back around to place Kay under arrest. Does that sound about right? If not, then speak now, or forever hold your peace. How dare you make Kay look like the bad guy when you're the suspicious one, pal? No. shi-na? Yeah, there you go, she's laughing her head off. She's laughing like a mad woman. Look at her face. That laugh. Ooh. I remember this irritating laugh. I'm getting chills down my spine. It can't be. But it has to be. shi-na, what's wrong with you? I'm sorry. It was so funny that I couldn't help but laugh. Funny, you say? Yes, that you would accuse me of being the YATAGARASU. The prosecutors of this country really are all so very strange. Do you think you can get away with this by simply laughing it off? You think I'm taking things too lightly? I think not. It's that prosecutor who is. Yeah. Look, everything you said earlier is nothing more than mere speculation. The YATAGARASU fled through the fireplace. Do you have any proof to back up your claim? If you don't, then you haven't proven a thing regarding the YATAGARASU's escape route. Right. The tone of voice you're taking with me now has certainly changed. That's because it's been a while since I've had this much fun. I think I'll let loose and then we can have a real battle of wits. For an agent of Interpol to show me the true power of her mind, it is a great honour. Don't underestimate me. I'm not some foolish broad, you know. I know, and that is why I won't hold anything back either as I answer your question. My question? Here is your proof that the revolving fireplace wall in the Babal was used recently. I think it's just a fireplace again, right? Wait, where am I? No, it's a testimony. No, it is the fireplace. Oh my god. Almost messed it up then. I'm sorry, but this is really your honest answer to my question. Yep. According to Ambassador Peleno's testimony, he said that he was burning some documents in the fireplace with Mr. Cochin. Oh? The ashes of what they burned were left in the fireplace, so they should have been there. However, when we went to investigate the room, the ashes weren't there. Why is that a problem? Maybe someone cleaned them up. Ha! Unfortunately for you, Ambassador Peleno said that he forgot to. And so the question remains, why were the ashes missing? The answer is simple. When YATAGARASU went through the fireplace wall, the ashes were pushed into the next room by the wall as well. The movement of the ashes that were in Mr. Coachen's office is my proof. She's laughing right off again. And just what is so funny. Ash is proof. Are you even allowed to submit such flaky evidence in court? You still wish to fight us? Of course, why wouldn't I? In that case, let's hear your counter-argument. My counter-argument, sir? This really is just like being in court. Well, to me, we're simply continuing from where we left off all those years ago. I have no idea what you're talking about. It doesn't matter if we're at a crime scene or in court. Let's finish this here and now. I suppose. I've had a lot of fun today, but I grow weary of the game grow weary of this game of cat and mouse. Let's make this the last testimony and wrap up this absurd case once and for all. Okay, I can do that. Easy enough. Testimony, shi-na's rebuttal. In my eyes, all you've proved is that the rotating fireplace wall was used. But you can't really call that proof that the YATAGARASU used the fireplace, now can you? So then, who was it that used the rotating wall? Show me your answer with real evidence. Remember, we've already finished our very thorough investigation, and we found not a single suspicious thing in Mr. Coachen's office. And there you have it, my counter-arguments. That's very impressive. She's seen through to the fact that I have yet to gather that one piece of evidence. What is it, Kay? I haven't had a peep at you in quite a while now. If you don't think you can handle it, feel free to leave the rest of it to us. But Okay. Pull yourself together. You are the true heir to the YATAGARASU name, are you not? If you want to steal the truth, then you must never take your eyes off of it. This chase you're running to catch the truth, you must see it through to the very end. Miss Edgeworth, you're right, I will see this truth to the end. So, you go get her for me, Miss Edgeworth. Ha, with pleasure. Looks like a lack of evidence has left you wide open, doesn't it? Shi-na, please, show me you're someone I can trust. Don't worry, this will be the deciding match, you'll see. I'm truly sorry, Agent Lang, but I simply can't allow her to escape me again. Very well then, Agent Shi-na. Shall we begin? I'm ready whenever you are. Okay, what we're gonna do... Okay, so I think the last time you could have presented either the revolving fireplace wall or Ambassador Poleno's testimony. You didn't... I thought it was gonna have to present both of them, but it's either one or the other. Okay. Suspicious thing in Mr. Coachen's office. Okay. Yes. And we found not a single suspicious thing in Mr. Coachen's office. We present the counterfeit bills. You didn't find anything suspicious at all? I highly doubt that. I didn't. You can even ask the other men. Ha! I don't need to, for I found what you should have. For I found what you should have a while ago. Excuse me? In Mr. Coachen's office, there were signs that someone had burned counterfeit bills there. What's in there? Hiya! That evidence was something you found out for that girl's machine, right? So if it was. That's what I thought. But unfortunately for you, a recreation made by a machine is hardly concrete proof. Among the ashes you found in the room, did you happen to find any counterfeit bills? No. You see? So there was nothing in that office. Nothing you could call evidence anyway. Speaking of things that you Interpol agents have missed, I did find one more. Your pompous attitude is unnecessary. All I require is the evidence. Very well. I'll show her the hidden piece of evidence that her and her fellow Interpol agents missed. What the hell would that be? Oh, the wire. Whatever the hell that is. There it is. Wire. Some weird wire. I'd like for you to take a look at this length of wire. What exactly is this supposed to mean? A length of wire? It's all about it. I'll tell you what. We found this in the ABLAZE embassy not long ago. What? And we found it wound up inside the grandfather clock in Mr. Cochin's office. You found that at the scene of the Mr. Cochin's murder? So I think you'll agree now that I cannot trust you when you say that Interpol has thoroughly checked every room, and that this throws doubt on the purity of your investigation into the YATAGARASU. You still suspect me, I see. Alright then, I ask that you point out what part of my investigation is incomplete. The other Interpol agents worked under the command of Agent shi-na, and is it not possible that the reason the person K was chasing chose the 3rd floor was because that person knew there would be no other agents on that floor? Furthermore, we've come to see that Agent shi-na was only pretending to be investigating the YATAGARASU to the point of arresting K. In that case, there is one location that no one has yet to suspect. Your team's investigation was incomplete because they failed to respect this location. The location, Agent shi-na, is of course the room you claim to have examined. I believe the room next to Mr. Cochin's office warrants a thorough inspection. Even if you do that, I doubt you'll find anything of use to you there. I'll be the one to decide that. Detective Gumshoe. Yes sir, I'm on it. I'll be right back after I check out that room next to the office. 12 hours later. Hey, Miss Edgeworth. Do you really think that Miss shi-na's the YATAGARASU? Yes, if my logic is sound, I believe she is. And I'm not going to let her get away with ruining the name of the YATAGARASU. But can you prove she's the YATAGARASU is the question. If Detective Gumshoe can find what I'm hoping he will find, then I should be able to. And just what are you hoping he'll find? Let's just say this. I had Detective Gumshoe do a little experiment for me earlier. An experiment? As if that detective has the brains for high science. It wasn't that mentally taxing. I had him use the same escape route as the YATAGARASU. What did you find out by doing that? First, that it's possible for a person to fit through the revolving wall door. Second, that by going through there, his coat was covered in ash and Babbly's ink. Who cares what his coat was covered in? It's not worth that much anyway. But is it really worth so little? I believe that is actually quite a meaningful result, the value of which I'm about to prove. Yeah, he's back. Miss Edgeworth, I found some things you really need to see, sir. Oh, so what are these things that you found? Some makeup, a coat, and a pair of shoes, sir. You found a coat? You hear that, Miss Edgeworth? Maybe it's the one the person I was chasing was wearing. Yes, the possibility does exist. Agent shi-na, were these pieces of evidence not in that room when you examined it? Unfortunately for you, those aren't suspicious items of any sort. They all belong to me. They were getting in the way, so I stored them in that room. Oh. Thank you for bringing them to me. It saves me a trip. May I have them back now? These items that the detective brought back are incredibly significant. I request that we be allowed to examine them. They're my personal belongings, so you have no right to touch them without my permission. I wish to examine them for the sake of the investigation. But if you wish to deny his access to them, Agent Lang, let's hear your opinion on this. I say let them let them look at your stuff, shi-na. Lang! shi-na, let's put it all out in the open. If you're really innocent, then you have nothing to worry about, right? I guess so. Alright, go ahead and examine whatever you'd like. After all, I have nothing to hide. Good. Now let's begin. So which of Agent shi-na's belongings are you going to examine, sir? Coat. Let's examine the coat. Yes, sir. It appears you managed to stain your coat rather badly. Agent shi-na. YATAGARASU, that case saw, was wearing a coat. And I'm beginning to wonder if this stain wasn't created when you went through the fireplace. No, you have it all wrong. That soot probably got on my coat when I was helping the police put out the fire. What about this dark substance around the hem of your coat? Oh, I didn't realise that the hem was that dirty. I'm sure it's just some water mixed with soot from when I was helping with the fire. I don't think so. You think you can get away with such a transparent lie? Yeah, don't lie to us, pal. This is the same pattern of dirt that got on my coat when I went through the fireplace. Your words ring hollow in the absence of evidence, you know. So unless you can prove that the dirt on my coat is from the fireplace, which I can. Well, how? You did a great job, Titsy Gumshoe. Huh? Me, sir? What did I do? This coat, this is exactly the piece of evidence I was searching for. I have been hoping to find the coat that the person Kay saw was wearing. And thanks to you, we proved that going through the fireplace would sully your coat. I don't quite get what you're saying, but I'm happy for the praise, sir. All that remains is for us to show what the dark substance on the coat hem is. Oh, and you think you could do that? Of course I can. This is the dark substance that sullied the hem of this coat. Can I actually present the ink this time and not like a stupid lantern? ABLAZE ink? Yep, this is what will prove that the coat went through that fireplace. According to Ambassador Poleno, he burned some files in the fireplace this morning. You told us about that already, so I don't really see the point in mentioning it again. My point is that he spilled some ink onto the back wall of the fireplace at that time. If the dark substance on this coat turns out to be ABLAZE ink, it would prove that you and this coat went through the revolving fireplace wall. Hack! Sorry to have clipped one of your wings, YATAGARASU, but we're not finished yet. But you have no way of proving whether or not this is ABLAZE ink on the coat hem. Oh, but I do, and I intend to show that it is ink in a few seconds. How? How, you ask? Well, since you don't seem to know, allow me to show you. This is how I will prove that the dark substance on this coat is ABLAZE ink. Touch the coat, wear the coat, burn the coat. We can find out whether that is ABLAZE ink or not by lighting it on fire. That's how you're going to prove that it's ABLAZE ink? Yep, if you could please cut a section of the dark stained area for me, I'd appreciate it. Because I will show you, here and now, what the dark substance is. Shi-na, sorry to do this, but I'm going to have to cut off a bit of your coat. Go ahead, I wasn't planning to wear it anymore anyway. Well then, if someone could loan me a lighter or something. Oh, I've got some matches. I always carry them with me so I can light smoke bombs. No. And if I could please have 1K, we can get this experiment underway. K underway. The flame. It's the same colour as the flame's wit crystal oil produces, which means ABLAZE ink is a product of wit crystal oil. And when lit, the ink produces a green flame. I believe the time has come to clip the YATAGARASU's other wing. Miss Shi-na, you're the fake YATAGARASU. The one who killed my father. It's about time you came clean, isn't it, Shi-na? Or should I say, Callisto you. Hey, Mr. Prosecutor, you're not serious, are you? Do I look like the joking type to you? Callisto you? I'd never heard that name before in my life. That manner of speaking and that attitude, you haven't changed a bit in 7 years. It was a defense attorney that killed Mr. Faraday and then tried to frame me for it. Oh really, and you have proof? You insist that I am this Callisto you woman, but you can't prove it. You have no proof, then I'm afraid you won't be able to lay a single finger on me. Raven is a very unique bird, one that flies by the darkness of night. However, the light of dawn has arrived and it will reveal your true ugly form to the world. Enough poetry. I want to see some evidence. Do you really have something that can prove that she is Callisto you? I do. It's something that the second YATAGARASU was preserved for us these last 7 years. Do me the honour, Miss Edgeworth. I will, Kay, for we have finally come to the end. We'll prove her to be Callisto you with this, and clip these YATAGARASU's wings for good. YATAGARASU's wings for good. YATAGARASU's wings for good. YATAGARASU's wings for good. Perfume. This perfume. This will prove you to be Callisto you. It will? Kay has preserved it perfectly for us. Surely remember this bottle. This belonged to Miss Yu just before she disappeared 7 years ago. Naturally, this means that a few of her fingerprints are on here as well. This is that bottle of perfume you spilled, which I have preserved ever since. However, my father burned Faraday, but if stored under the right conditions, a fingerprint can be preserved for decades. Which means that your fingerprints are still on here, every last one. We can clear everything up if we were to compare the prints on this to your own. Now come, Agent Shi-na, Will you submit yourself to a fingerprint test? Oh, she's gone crazy again. Oh, that's a maniacal laugh right there. She's crazy. She's mental. She just won't stop laughing. She's still going. She's gonna pass out. Looks like you've seen right through me yet again. You're sending the biggest chill down my spine, Edgeworth. Callisto, you. So you've shown your true face at last. This feeling of thrill is even greater than that time 7 years ago. Shi-na, you're... Lang, I really enjoyed our days together. You're an insanely strong, nice, kind-hearted idiot of a man. So you were a spy all along. A mole sent by the smuggling ring I've been chasing after. Someone who has been feeding them intel and Interpol all this time. Very good. Maybe you're not as big of an idiot as I thought. Callisto, you, the woman who killed my father 7 years ago. You're her, aren't you? The fake YATAGARASU. That's right, Callisto, you. That's just one of my many names. But even that is just a facade. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I am the great thief YATAGARASU. No, you're not. Callisto, you, this time you won't escape, for this is the end of the road for you. Now come along quietly. You know, you're the one who left the strongest impression on me, Kay Faraday. And had you not used the YATAGARASU's gadgets, I might have never known who you were. But here you are, being a thorn in my side, just like your father always was. Kay, don't! You, I'll never forgive you for what you did to my father. Really, are just like him. Mr. Faraday too possessed such laughable honesty. Oh, Christ, like... Kay! Ah! You let Kay go right now, pal. You despicable. Let go of me, you filthy... Ah! You think I'm a fake, don't you? Well, unfortunately for you, I'm the real YATAGARASU. But that's impossible. My father was the one who created Little Thief. Hey, Edgeworth. YATAGARASU has 3 legs. You know what that is? Why it has 3 legs? There are 3 main reasons why the YATAGARASU will always be one step ahead. First, YATAGARASU always knows the exact location of the target object. Second, YATAGARASU always knows exactly how to disarm the security system. No, it can't be. Did you finally figure it out? Do you finally know the real identity of the YATAGARASU? I can't speak at all. YATAGARASU? The real identity of the YATAGARASU is Bird Faraday, Callisto, you... neither person. The real identity of the YATAGARASU is neither Bird Faraday nor Callisto, you. But by the same token, they are also both the real YATAGARASU. Aha! How very perceptive of you. No way! The single person known as the Great Thief YATAGARASU never existed. Mr. Edgeworth! No! I refuse to believe this! The YATAGARASU is known to have 3 special skills. Skill number 1. YATAGARASU always knows the exact location of the target object. And a lawyer would have the opportunity to learn the layout of client corporations. Skill number 2. YATAGARASU always knows exactly how to disarm the security system. And a good prosecutor would be well versed in the ways of a criminal. And skill number 3. YATAGARASU doesn't leave a single shred of evidence behind, ever. Detective Bad. It was only natural for YATAGARASU to never leave evidence behind, because the lead detective on the case hid it all away. You're the 3rd member of the YATAGARASU? You. I've been looking for you for a long time, 7 long years, but I've finally got you. Aha! Why, Mr. Bad, long time no see. What happened to us? We used to be such a great team. If you were such a great team, then why did you kill my father 7 years ago? Why indeed? It was nothing personal, really. He was just another person I had to kill. How can you say that? I grow weary of this, and it's about time for everything to come to an end. This time I won't miss. Stop! Yeah! Okay! Oh no! It's over, shi-na. Your leg! Agent Lang! Arrgh. You idiot! What were you thinking jumping in front of my gun like that? What are you risking your life for? I'm sorry, Detective Bad, but no matter what sort of past she may have had, or even if she is a spy, it doesn't change the fact that she is my subordinate. And as long as she is, I can't allow any harm to come to her, even from you. You really are an idiot, you know that? Ha, that's fine with me. You should know by now that this is just who I am. Hey sis. Yes? I want you to conduct a full body search. Shi-na might have another weapon on her. Alright. This is the gumshoe. Your assistance, please. Sir. Hey, I found something. What is this, sir? Looks like the blade of a knife, but doesn't have a handle. This is a great find, detective. Huh? It is, sir? Let's try pairing up this blade with this handle. Where is it? What am I looking for here? Is the Alabastian knife? No, it's the ABLAZE knife handle. Wherever the hell that is. Oh, it's there. I believe this blade actually belongs with the handle that was on the murder weapon. Hey, they fit together perfectly. This blade must have been taken from the crime scene when the knife handles were switched. I'm going to go return this ABLAZE knife now. Alright, I trust that you'll make sure that it is returned to Ambassador Polino. ABLAZE knife handle given to Detective Gumshoe. I believe this makes it perfectly clear who did it. Callisto Yu. But the only time that handles could have been switched is just after Mr. Cochin's murder. Haha! Which means that you must be Mr. Cochin's killer. You killed Mr. Cochin with the Alabastian knife, switched the handles, and then took the original blade of the ABLAZE knife with you. Later you allowed yourself to be spotted by Kay near the open-air stage. You used the fireplace to lose her, and then you went back to accuse her of the murder. Was that about sum it up? Ah! You craft an engaging tale, Edgeworth. There are two problems with it. Problems? In what respect? Why do you think my real reason was in allowing her to chase after me? It was all so I could capture Kay Faraday. What? When I saw you using that device at Gatewater Land, I knew right away that you were Bern Faraday's daughter. I became curious, so I researched a little into your background. That's how I found out that you were on the trail of the YATAGARASU. So that's why you tried to pin Mr. Cochin's murder on me. Yep, I knew you would show up at this embassy tonight, so I thought to use you. But pinning the murder on you wasn't my only goal. You had another? Yes, once I had you under arrest, I had planned to search you, and take back the device that rightfully belongs to me, the true YATAGARASU. You were going to take Little Thief away from me? 7 years ago, it was thanks to that device that Faraday was able to infiltrate this place. But he stole more than he should have. I had a tough time recovering that precious key. And the person who stole the YATAGARASU's key was Mr. Faraday? You, that incident 7 years ago. What was the catalyst behind it? In the eyes of the smuggling ring, the YATAGARASU was becoming a bit of a problem. It wasn't an especially pleasant assignment. Then why? Why did you become a member of the YATAGARASU? Why? There is no why. I was destined to betray everyone from the very beginning. From the beginning? What is that supposed to mean? The person I take orders from hasn't changed, even now to this day. Does this mean that the leader of the smuggling ring wasn't Mr. Cochin? And the real ringleader is still out there, pulling the strings? You done asking what you need to know, because if so, we should probably get going. And you're going to tell me everything you did tonight. You understand, shi-na? Guess I should tell you, then, that I was the one who set the ABLAZE embassy on fire. And why did you do that? I suppose it was to destroy all evidence of the counterfeit bills. That was what the smuggling ring was trying to do. Then why start two fires? Sorry, but I can't tell you anything about the ring. It's your job to complete your investigation after all. I've had my fun. Now it's your turn to enjoy the ride. Wait! Yeah, I mean Miss shi-na. Yes? When I fell to the floor earlier, these fell at my feet. What about them? They're such pretty hair sticks that I thought, well, that I should return them to you. Haha, you can have them. They're of no use to me anymore. If you don't want them, you can always just throw them away. Don't throw them. No, I want you to No, I want to keep them. Ah, suit yourself. Oh, that's right. I almost forgot, Edgeworth. Huh? About the second problem I had with your story. I didn't kill anyone tonight. What? I'm not saying that as a sore loser. Think of it as a hint, if you will. Mr. Prosecutor. Yes, Agent Lang? Mark my words, I'm not done here and I'll be back. And it's got nothing to do with duty or anything, because this has become my personal case. I may have been shot, but I'll show you just how dangerous a wounded wolf can be. His anger appears to have negated the sensation of pain in his injured leg. Off they go. It's finally over, Kay. I feel like I've peered into her heart a little, you know? It's so cold and dark and incredibly lonely. The person who was giving her all these commands. The one who thought my father was a problem to be removed. That person is the real ringleader behind the smuggling ring. Mr. Edgeworth, I have a favour to ask. Can you hold on to these hair sticks for me? They're really pretty, just like the ones they were selling for the Jammin' Ninja show. But until this case is over, I don't think I can look at them without being overcome. You understand? I'll take good care of them for you. Huh? There's a bit of soil stuck on the end of these sticks. Hair sticks dirty jot down my organizer. Oh, I guess it's that time already, huh? So it's midnight, the dawn of another day. Hey, Pops, thanks a bunch. You've really done a lot for everyone all these years. Detective Bad, don't tell me today is the day. Yeah, it is. With this, I can retire in peace. It was down to the wire. We almost didn't make it. But we did it. We solved everything. But that's just it. We haven't solved everything yet. The ringleader of the smuggling ring, wait. The ringleader of the smuggling ring... I guess it's supposed to be, comma there? You, the YATAGARASU, we're chasing after? Oh! I'm reading it completely wrong. The legend of that YATAGARASU is now over. Mr. Edgeworth, that bit of logic earlier, it was brilliant. I feel like I can leave it all in your hands. I'm counting on you. Is it really true, Uncle Bad? Are you also part of the YATAGARASU? As I said to you earlier, Kay, I'm truly sorry. I wanted nothing but a peaceful life for you. Uncle Bad! Hey, don't take it so seriously. It's all just one big joke, right? Unfortunately, it isn't. Oh, come on, sir. She's just yanking on my chain, isn't she, Miss Edgeworth? Detective Bad. Wait, no. You are no longer a detective. Mr. Bad, I'd like to ask you about the YATAGARASU. Not you too, Miss Edgeworth. Mr. Edgeworth, here I should give you these back. Here I should give these back to you. God, I can't read. These are the pages from my case files that the YATAGARASU stole from my office. Huh. Wait. What? Miss Edgeworth, I must apologise for last night. Oh, it was him? Oh. So the YATAGARASU who stole into my room was you, was it? Wait. Then that means... What? I could just do it. Tell me it's not true. That's too insane for me to believe, sir. It's true, even if it's not something you want to hear. The KG incident, it was a very emotionally trying case. We stood in that courtroom, Faraday as the prosecutor and I as the lead detective. Faraday had evidence in his possession that would prove the defendant guilty. However, because it was stolen, the defendant was found innocent. You was the elder sister of the victim in the case. When the defendant was pronounced not guilty, she let out a great wail. That's when we realised that there was a limit to what the law could do. The only way to bring someone like that to justice was to do so outside of the courts. That's what we thought at the time. That's how we formed the YATAGARASU. We vowed to bring to light any dirty dealings companies had with the ring, including companies that dealt with the Amano Group, Mr. Amano's conglomerate. We called ourselves the YATAGARASU and flexed our collective muscle. We exposed all sorts of shady dealings as a warning to the business world as a whole. By doing that, we were able to stop the higher-ups from covering things up. And then it was finally time. We'd finally arrived at the moment when we'd find out the ringleader's true identity. It It was then that you literally stabbed us in the heart, and Faraday, he died for it. But why? Wasn't she the sister of the victim in the KG incident? After Faraday's death, I looked into her past, and that's when I found out that she was a phony. The victim of the KG incident, Sishu, she never had a sister. What? Then that means shi-na wasn't the only fake name she used. Callisto U was also another pseudonym. From the very beginning, that woman was a spy sent by the smuggling ring. She said it herself. I was destined to betray everyone from the very beginning. Anyway, let's return to the real topic at hand. Miss Edgeworth, this trump card that we stuck onto this page of the case file. Please use it wisely. Trump card? That photo that we stuck on there, try peeling it off. Behind it slumbers a piece of evidence that Faraday hid away all those years ago. It's the mark of the YATAGARASU, but why? This is a directives card from the big boss. Take a look at the back. This was something Kochin had on him at the time of the KG incident 10 years ago. That blood is from the victim of the incident, Miss Sishu. But why is the card adorned with the mark of the YATAGARASU? The reason why we called ourselves the YATAGARASU was because of the three-legged raven mark that the smuggling ring's boss used. Apparently, orders from the boss would come on these cards without fail. The person who received the order was supposed to burn it immediately after reading it. And apparently it burns a bright green flame when set ablaze. Do you mean the cards were written in Babyliss ink? The fact that the card that Kochin was sent made it into Faraday's hands at all is nothing short of a miracle. We decided that whenever we stole anything, we would send a card along with it to the police. That's what those white cards are. The great thief that used the mark that only those within the ring would know. It was our message to the ringleader that we were only a few steps behind. Trump card data drop down my organizer. Ah, and one more thing. Detective Gumshoe. I'm entrusting this to you. What is this, sir? I thought you meant his lollipop then. This is what I was talking about earlier. During the KG incident trial, Faraday had this in his possession. This important, definitive piece of evidence. But I thought it was stolen. How do you have it? The person who stole it from us 10 years ago was a man by the name of Ernest Amano, and he had it locked and hidden away for all this time. But we forced him to tell us where it was, finally, after the other day's kidnapping case. Video save data on my analyzer. This video. Don't come any closer, I'm warning you! This is the same video as the one Mr. Portsman was trying to conceal from me. Yeah, it would seem that even he was caught up in the ring's web. Amano was preparing to take on the boss someday, and the video was his insurance. That's where that prosecutor comes in. He was to retrieve the video. On top of that, he was apparently instructed to sneak into your office and steal the trump card. You saw it for yourself, right? The card that told him to preserve the evidence? And that card was not the calling card of YATAGARASU, but rather a directives card from the ringleader to Mr. Portsman. The two pieces together make for a strong weapon for whoever holds them. The evidence Mr. Portsman thought to withhold from me, and the one that you stole from my office last night. Both pieces are illegal, and for me to use either one is... whether you use them or not is up to you. But they will be of help to you when you take on someone who is above the law. Is the boss one of those who cannot be brought to court that Mr. Faraday spoke of? That is bad. There is no limit to the law, for it is the people who determine the limits to them. You still insist that even now, you really are something else. I'll leave the rest in your hands. Now then, Detective Gumshoe, the handcuffs. It's time to lock up the last remaining member of the YATAGARASU. Pops! Don't ever lose your detective spirit. Oh, Pops, why is this happening? This isn't justice. Like I always told you, do not get emotionally involved. Now let's go. Yes, sir! Off they go. Okay, he's not doing great. Is this really the end of a legend? To be continued! Okay, so you can see how I meant that this seemed like it would be really short, but then turned out to be almost an hour long, because all the dialogue, we barely did anything in terms of, like, investigating and trial, like, not courtroom, testimony stuff, that's the word I'm looking for, testimony stuff, but then it stretched on so long with the dialogue. Oh. Anyway, I've got 2 parts recorded today, and I do believe there's only 3 parts left. The next part seems pretty long, and then a long one again, and then it seems again like a really short one for the last part, but we'll see. But yeah, there's 3 more parts left. To say we caught Callisto U, or whatever the hell her real name is. Yeah, wow. Oh, and it was Detective Bad who snuck into the office and fired that shot. Ah, why? Oh god. Anyway. Well, next time we're going to continue on with trying to find out who the leader of the smuggling ring is. God damn. So anyway, yeah. Thank you all for watching. I shall see you all next time. Goodbye. Hey guys, thank you so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, be sure to leave a like and let me know what you thought in the comments below. If you decide to subscribe to the channel, that would be amazing, and ding that bell to be the first to hear about my new videos. Thanks again, and I shall see you all next time. Goodbye.